All right, first thing every day, come in here and collect your eggs. They're not worth a whole lot, but leaving them lying around the yard is kind of pointless when these girls are working so hard to make them. They're going to be tomorrow's breakfast. All right, everybody, welcome back to the West Coast. It is early morning. I was working late last night doing the seeding up there, but we got it done. Today, I'm bringing in a buddy. Well, I'm bringing in a worker from Sam's yard because we need to shoot some slurry, and I'm going to need somebody to help me shoot slurry. We have a whole lot of stuff to do. We have all these fields back here to do, and if we have time, we're even going to do the... oh, there he is. How you doing there, Tile?
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Oh, it's a bit early for me.
Early for you? Jeez, the sun's been up for a while. I've already got my breakfast in. Did a little bit of maintenance on the equipment. So I don't know if Sam told you what you're up here doing, but I guess he sent you with the truck.
Yeah, he sent me with a truck and told me what we're going to do.
Exactly. So what I've got is here. You walk this way with me. Basically, what I'm going to do is I'm going to be slurrying my fields, but because the fields are fairly large, and my slurry tank is, of course, the smallest slurry tank I can get, I'm getting a little bit exhausted going all the way back to the BGA to load up every time. So what I'm going to get you to do is, if you can grab the truck, and where did you leave it anyway?
Down here somewhere.
Oh, is it? Okay. Oh, you just brought it around the corner. Oh, okay. All right. You're a little bit further. Yeah. So go ahead and jump in that truck. And if you can, they're expecting you over at the BGA. So if you go and grab me a load of that, I'm going to spread this load, and by the time you come back, I'll be ready for you.
Good job.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I better run.
Yeah, we'll go
Long
for it.
driveway you've got here.
It is a long driveway. It's a bit of an expedition every time I'm coming home. So this is what I got for a slurry tanker. It's just a poop shooter with a nozzle on the back of it that goes back and forth. It does the job pretty good. It's not a massive farm. It takes me a couple of hours to do all the fields, but you know, it's field work. It's fun stuff. So I detect an accent, Tile. Where are you from?
I'm from Australia.
That's what I thought. Tile is a viewer of mine, and one of the things that I decided to do when I decided to do these episodes is, if I had a chance, to bring in some of my viewers and the people who watch the show to come and play with me. So you're the first one, Tile. Welcome aboard.
Very special.
There you go. Hang on one second. I just need to adjust your volume because it's super low. So Tile, I found you. You started watching my videos, and then you started uploading some of your own videos.
Yeah. Did a couple of mod reviews.
Yeah.
And actually started recording a Let's Play.
Ah, perfect. Which map did you choose for your Let's Play?
Oh, I don't remember now. It was last year I was doing it.
Okay.
What? Well, it was a small map. I'm just completely blanking on the name of it. Small sort of... I think it's meant to be like German. You probably know it.
Altenstein or something like that?
Yeah, Altenstein.
That's
it,
the
yes.
one. Yeah, I was super tempted to play on that map too.
So yeah, it was good fun. I did sort of old timer. I downloaded some old international tractors and...
Awesome.
Yeah, it was good.
So you like the little gear too?
I do.
That's awesome.
Although I'm finding I've been using, since I've been playing the West Coast again,
yeah,
I've been using some of the big tractors for the first time.
Yeah.
Some of the big cases.
The in-game ones, or
I've been playing more realistic as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, the in-game ones. Yeah.
Yeah. That's always the gateway, right? When you start playing more realistic, it's best to just start off with the stuff in the game. A lot of people are really put off by the fact that more realistic is a little bit limited in terms of the number of tools you can use and the number of mods that are out there. But until you figure out how to start
Yeah.
modding them yourself and how to update the data bank and start adding to the more realistic community, the just going back to the in-game ones is, I think, a great way to get started.
Yeah.
Plus, you get to learn
Yeah.
sort of how how all the stuff it sort of relates to power and the stuff you were used to using on certain games you now can't use anymore because it's underpowered. So
Hmm.
it's best to start off with that stuff. So I find this kind of funny because last night I was playing with Simulate, and he's got 50,000 viewers and subscribers. And how many do you
Yeah.
have?
8, I think.
I think that's awesome. I think
I'm
that's
not even. I
absolutely
think it's
great.
awesome. I'm like, who are these 8 people?
That's it.
I think it's like you and a few of your friends actually
Yeah,
who
yeah.
found me.
I
Yeah.
really liked what you did with the truck pack, how you went through it, and just your general tone of it. So I posted your channel on the Delta Bravo site, and got a bunch of my
Thank you.
buddies to join into the fun that way. But by the way, everybody, down in the description is Tyle's YouTube channel. So let's see if we can double his viewership tonight and get him from 8 to a whopping 16, and we will consider this a winner.
Thanks. I
No
appreciate it.
problem. So when you play in
So,
with your friends, like do you have is there like an Australian modding community that you play with?
no, so yeah, because my friends moved on to other games, I've
Yeah.
just been playing by myself mostly. So
Ah, okay.
it's nice to play with someone else, and you sent me the Delta Bravo Productions Discord, so I've been
Yeah.
reading in there. So yeah, so we'll see what happens.
That's awesome. Well, if you get on with Delta Bravo, you can play on his servers. I mean, the time difference is always going to be a challenge for you, being on the other side of the planet and all that. But
This is true.
where are you at right now? Are you on your way back from the BGA?
No, I'm having a bit of trouble actually.
Okay.
um, yeah,
Oh,
I
okay.
don't see in the truck hut or
Okay, I see where you are now.
yeah.
That's funny.
The train's going underneath me. That's cool.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. I see you now. I just saw you go over the bridge.
Alright. Oh, cool. Alright. Delivery arriving.
Yep.
Mr. DuPont's farm.
You're on your way now. Okay. What I'll do is I'm going to come down this road. I'm going to fill up, and then I'll bring you back to the field, so you can see where I'm working. And then it's going to take a couple of loads for me to empty you out, and then we'll move to the other fields. So
Okay.
you go ahead and just pull over right there. Yeah, that's perfect. Absolutely perfect. Okay, so I'm just going to come here, and I will fill up from you. Am I filling? Hang on. Just need to get right up to you.
It's showing it's emptying.
Yeah. All right. Oh yeah, there he goes. Okay, I think I got it. All right, so I'm gonna reverse a little bit here. Watch yourself. I'm just gonna go right by you and back this thing up in front of your truck. And then if you take your truck and follow me, I'll take you to the
Okay.
field edge where I'm working, and that'll make it a lot more efficient for us. Turning slowly. Try not to hit the fence. Yep, close enough. And back we go. Come with me. So when did you start playing the game? Were you in Farm Sim 15 when you started playing it?
Yeah, but it was on a Steam sale. And it had
Right.
been on my wish list for a while.
Right.
So it was last year, and I didn't even realize there was a Farm Sim 17.
Right.
I was just like, oh look, there's this game that was on my wish list for like $4 or something. So I took advantage of it,
All right.
and then I was like, oh wait, there's a new one, and
So you paid $4 extra for your Farm Sim 17 to get a
That's
little bit of
right.
experience on 15.
yep,
So
which
what?
was good because it's pretty confusing at first.
Yeah.
I know nothing about farming, so I was just like, what?
Are you a city guy, or
Yeah,
like do
well, I
you live
grew
in the
up
city?
in like suburbs, and last June my wife and I moved out of the city.
Okay.
We actually live on an island just south of Melbourne.
Okay. If you up
It's connected
actually,
by a bridge.
yeah, you can come into this field. You'll be able to turn around. Actually, don't bring it too far in, because you might have some issues turning around in here with the crop being in the field. So
Yeah,
just put yourself in a
probably
position where
structure, man.
if you move a little bit forward, then you'll be able
I
to.
can probably
Can you back out of
reverse
it?
it in.
Yeah. Okay. If you can
Yeah,
reverse it
okay.
in, that means that I can just come up behind you and refill my tank
Yeah.
and not have to deal with it. Just keep an eye on your level, because then you'll have to run away and get some more. Because the one thing about spreading slurry, especially with a 5,000 liter tank like this one is, makes for a lot of trips. That's my whole point with having you here, is that I did the field over there, and the field just over to your left, or sorry, to your right, and the field behind me.
Yeah.
I did those on my own, but I was driving back to the city every time to go and get another load of slurry.
Oh,
So
wow.
it was getting a little long in the tooth. That's a lot of commuting. Alright, this way. So I'm doing stage 2 fertilization with this stuff. And then I'm going to go up, when it's coming up into one more stage of growth, I'm going to hit the whole field again with one more stage, but I'm going to use the sprayer for that.
Oh, that's a nice mix.
Yeah.
I feel like I don't see people use the slurry manure enough. They just fertilize everything.
No, I know. For me, like, the game has always been about the gameplay, and giving up things like the fertilization stages and stuff like that, and being in such a rush all the time to get to the harvesting stage. I feel like you kind of miss out on the farming part of the game, If all you're ever doing is chasing the harvest, then there's a whole lot of process that goes on into making sure that works properly. And I always try to do the whole inventory. I'm a big fan of using organics. So a little bit of slurry, a little bit of manure, whenever possible. And the other ones that I really enjoy is the weeding. Oh, I think it's empty. All right, I'm coming to you.
It's ready to go.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna
I'll
pull
hook it up.
alongside here. And right about there. Oop, too far. Hang on, I'm gonna back up a little bit. Let's see if that works.
Sounds like it.
Yeah, feels like it's working.
Oh, that's cool.
You see
I'm
the
watching
little you see the little gauge on the back of your truck?
Oh no! Oh, cool. That's awesome.
You see it's got green, yellow, and red,
Yep.
and the
Yep.
yeah. It's really nice. It's like you don't have to even be in the truck to see it going down. It just you can just stand behind you, and when I'm filling it up from here, I can even keep an eye on what your loading is like. So
Yeah.
oops, too high gear. Let's go back down. There we go. All right. What if I think I'm almost done with this field? You go ahead and pull out of the field, and I will. If you go down the road a little bit, I'll catch up to you, and we can shoot down to the castle and do the 2 fields up there. And then while you're here, I might monopolize you and actually just continue on and do the grass fields up there too, depending on how things work out.
Yeah, I can stay as long as you need.
Cool. So what other kind of games do you play other than Farm Sim?
It's funny. Farm Sim has really sort of changed the type of game I like to play.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm playing games more for relaxation now
Yeah.
than
All right, follow
yeah.
me.
Because I used to play like a lot of Battlefield and
Right. The shooting games and
stuff
stuff
like that.
Do you mind if I ask how old
Yeah.
you are?
No, I just turned 30 actually.
You're turned 30. Yeah, I think that's
Yeah.
when your gameplay habits kind of change, because you'll find
Yeah.
that like as you go on, your reflexes and your ability
Yeah.
to play those
Yeah.
games, it kind of goes down a little bit. And I used to really enjoy those things, and then I sort of fell into the simulator world. So for me, it was about flight sim and about all of those kind of games. And then lately, I'm in my late 40s now, and certainly the farming simulator and trucking simulator and stuff like that have resonated with me a
Yeah.
whole lot more than they used to.
And with the wheel as well, like, yeah, I
Yeah.
thought I'd see how much I like it, but I definitely want to get set up properly.
Yeah, I mean, you begin playing these driving games, and then you realize that the wheel is really, in terms of immersion, the wheel, the
Yeah.
joysticks, all that stuff, it just sort of falls into place after a while. You start off with a keyboard and mouse, and then the next thing you know, you're buying a wheel. The next thing you know, you're investing in more joysticks. And you're like, my friend Rubber Burner and Doughboy, I think they're up to like 11 controllers, so they're a little bit out of control.
Really?
Yeah. It gets a little bit crazy after a while. So I don't know if you want to back into here or if you want to come into here forward, but I've got 2 fields to do in here. I got this one down here, and I got one just up around the corner. So I don't recommend you come around the corner with the truck, but if you want to back into the entrance of that field, that would be perfect. I'm just going to creep up here and hit the cruise control and go. Oh, need to go down a gear. There we go. Is it shooting back there? Yep, it's going it. It's doing it. Try not to hit any walls. So because I'm in first stage of fertilization, my tires are not destroying crops. So, in crop destruction world, at the first stage of growth, most of these plants just bounce right back. They don't get too worked up about you trampling them. There we go, up here. So have you played much multiplayer in Farm Sim?
No, barely any.
Really, eh? So what do you think so far? Kind of cool, eh?
It's good.
It's,
Sometimes you're doing jobs and you're like, oh, it's so good. For stuff like this, you have someone who's like carting me slowly backwards and forwards so that I'm not.
beats the
doing
hell out of
stuff.
courseplay for sure, though.
Yeah, have you played around with that mod much?
I played a lot with courseplay. I'm at the stage with courseplay now where if I use it for farming, it's generally more for karting that I use it. I don't like giving up these jobs, like things like this, to the robots.
Yeah.
I figure I'm kind of I'm a game player, not necessarily a manager. So if I wanted to play a farm management game, then courseplay seems appropriate. But I like to play the farming game, so for me, it's really just about doing the job. And even I thought the courseplay is now available for multiplayer, right? So I thought I would load it on here to get courseplay to do all the big fields in the valley, so that I wouldn't have to do all those big fields, and I could hire courseplay to do some of it. And I started doing that, and then I kind of sort of thought about it, and was like, this is ridiculous. Like, why am I going to sit here and manage 2 tractors who are doing cultivating and seeding when I could just get myself a bigger toy and just do the job myself? And I'm up there with a big quad track doing the job now, and it's a lot of fun. I do enjoy playing with the big gear. I think I got it there. Yeah, I think it's full. Okay, good. You want to go ahead and get me another load from the BGA? You're not empty yet, but how much? Tell me how much you have left in there.
I think there'll be 6,000.
Oh, 6,000?
Yeah.
Okay, I get one more load out of it
So
then.
there's enough for one more.
Yeah.
And it's 21,000.
Yeah.
I'll just go climb this tree again.
Okay.
Get a nice bird's eye view of the Let's get me out of the country.
There you go.
Start climbing trees.
Yeah.
Okay. Get a nice screenshot for you.
Beautiful. Thank you. Do you know how to use the console in Farm Sim to get to do the flying and all that stuff?
No, I haven't used that.
No. You can program your console so that you basically hit the J button, and you can fly, and you can. There's all sorts of things you can do with the console to hide your HUD and stuff like that. So, I'll show you how to do that.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah, I was going to ask you how you turn your HUD off.
Well, the HUD, what I use is game extension, honestly, because turning the console commands on and off every time I start the game is kind of a pain, and you end up forgetting. And
so is there a way I can do that?
Yep, if you just hit Alt H should hide it for you. That work out?
Yeah.
There you go.
Great.
That's all. That's in game extension. The other thing that I do is there's usually a little dot right in the middle of your game, which is supposed to be for where you reach with your hand. It's kind of a reference point for the hand tool, but because you don't use the hand 99.9% of the time, it's kind of ridiculous having it there. So you can turn that off in the game extension also. It's another feature of game extension.
Little mod.
It's a great little mod. It also allows you to turn up the strength of your grip and stuff like that, the strength of your lifting power. So especially, which is which is kind of goofy at times if you're using it to load trees and stuff like that. But the really great thing about it is if you happen to, especially when you're playing around with MR, if you tip your trailer over, or you tip your tractor over, you can just cut down a log and just fix your tractor and be off again.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because your super strength allows you to lift your truck. So I find all sorts of uses for it when I mess up. All right, back to the other field.
Little tips.
Yeah.
How's your tank?
I'm not sure. I don't.
Is it,
do I have a gauge on here? I don't have a gauge on this tank, do I?
No, I didn't.
I'm kind of going by. Oh, did I get you? Got some on you?
A little bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Don't panic. It's organic.
Good job.
See, what I do is I just look up, and I have a little mirror in my tractor, just above, just in the front over here, and I look at that because it basically shoots back to the back of the trailer. So if I'm spreading manure or I'm spreading fertilizer, that's usually my first clue that I'm out, and I just use that. But also what happens is in Farm Sim, usually your power changes. Like when your machine turns off, it gives you more power to the engine. So you'll kind of notice a bit of a lurch in the power settings. Like all of a sudden you'll be going faster. So your engine will change notes. But glance is a good way to start with that too. Like, there you go. I think you're empty now. Or am I just full?
Yep.
Okay.
No, you're full. I need a little bit left, so I'll go for
okay. Load her up, boss. This is such a nice job to do. I love doing this stuff. Just going around and around in circles, and you're having to look out for the texture changes on the field to make sure that you're not doubling up and stuff like that. It's really nice. That's
really
the thing.
Fun working on this part of the map.
Yeah. That's always my thing with maps. I'm an avid YouTube watcher, and I watch Landy Kid, and I watch Rainbow Dave, and I watch Simulate. And those guys get all these maps in advance, and they play them the way that they play them. I mean, there's no issues with that. My only issue is the fact that I feel like by the time the map comes out, that you've kind of seen that part of the map, and a lot of the mystery is kind of gone from that section of the map. So
Yeah.
the first thing I always do is I always take the map and go play the other end of it. It means sometimes it
Yeah.
means jumping in Giant's editor and doing a few little edits to be able to make an alternate farm livable. But you know, like I played Sandy Bay from the old farm. It took no editing at all to be able to play it from the other farm. You know, it just means you can't do the animals, but that's all right. I can always drive and do the animals. And I think that on this
Yeah.
map, eventually, I'm going to take over the cattle operation. But the cattle operation, I'll have to go there and take care of it. It's just, you know, I'm still going to live in this corner of the map.
Yeah, you can always leave some gear there and
That's
just
it.
car you drive back and forth.
Yep. Leave some gear, or just you know, if I just put a small yard tractor over there, like an old Massey or something like that, or you know, and I just use that to move bales around, then all I need to do is to go over there every now and then I'll bring this tractor over to run the forage mixer, and I'll be able. Oh, I've already done that section. Yeah, just be able to just, you know, run the forage mixer off this tractor, and then just use the small tractor to do my mix and do my cleaning. I can just drive over there with the Landy in the mornings and go and clean up the animals and make sure they're okay. You know, just there's a way to play it so that you don't have to continuously revisit the same end of the map. And I think I'm done. Beautiful.
Yeah, I'm just filling up.
Perfect.
Oh, you finished the field?
Nope. Oh no. Oh no,
Not
no, no.
enough. No, I know.
It'll take at least another load from you to finish this field. No. You know what? We're gonna finish this field anyway, and then I'm gonna move on, and we're gonna go and do one of the grass fields.
Okay.
All right. I'm just gonna back up my trailer over here. All right. Well, I think from now on, I think it's just gonna be you and me playing. I think I'm gonna cut the recording here. Thank you, everybody, for joining me. Please go and check out Tyle's channel. I'd like to see him double his viewership after this show. And we will see you guys very, very soon. Say goodnight, Tyle.
Good night.